of If You Know You Know, the show for Web3 creators and enthusiasts. I am your host, Belle, and each week I am joined by Web3 experts to bring you the latest trends, opportunities, and perspectives from the creators and the people who are shaping the future of technology and art. Nothing we ever say is ever financial advice, and it's always really important to do your own research. If this is your first time joining us, we do this show every Wednesday on X, live on X, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can also find us on any of your favorite streaming platforms. This week, we are diving into Bitcoin, art on Bitcoin specifically. I've got two amazing artists in this space, two female creators who have been in the space for quite a long time. I have seen in the circles of Bitcoin. I'm super excited to talk to. We're getting like super duper virtual metaverse world today because we are streaming to you live. And Nomi, who is an amazing creator and one of the leaders in the Bitcoin space, if I may say so myself, is joining us with her virtual avatar, which I think is super cool. Nomi, how you doing? Nomi, actually cannot hear you. Nomi, I can't hear you on your speaker. Let me try this again. Okay, you gonna try that again? I still can't hear you. There it is, there it is, there it is. Suddenly,
I can hear you guys, but you're muted on Twitter.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, all good.
Okay. I can't hear you at all. You're going in and out for me. Yeah, I can't hear anything at all. Oh my goodness.
And let's do like this.
All right, I'm gonna. Yes.
Okay.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Did you change, just so that I know, did you change something on the settings or?
Yeah, so I'm muted on the stream as well, but I'm like double voice at the moment.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, all right. We're just gonna have to roll with it because I can hear you perfectly now. So awesome. How are you? Welcome to the show. Let's do that all over again. Introduce yourself again. Tell us who you are, and then we'll go from
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Nomi, and I took this name. I can hear my voice double, so maybe when I speak, your stream should be muted.
How's that?
Hello, is it better? Yeah, it's much better now. Thank you so much. Yeah, so my name is Nomi, and I took this name as representation of privacy in the space, because know me means that it is not about me. It is not about me in general, and it is more about keeping privacy and security in the space. So I want to push this message further, and all my art is just a reflection of me, like being an artist for the past 10 years and transitioning to crypto from just traditional design and art space. And I'm happy, I'm in the Bitcoin space. It's an amazing community, and I'm here to not only flourish my art, but also expand and learn from others. And that's what I'm here for.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you're able to join us today. I've been following you for a minute. You and I have also been on different panels in which we've spoken about Bitcoin and Ordinals ecosystem, et cetera. And I think that you are a person to follow. So thank you so much for joining us today. Next, I want to introduce, and correct me if I am mispronouncing this, Eka.
Hi, so thrilled to be here. Thank
Super
you for
excited to
inviting
have.
me.
Yeah, of course. Your camera is not on, by the
Yeah,
way,
but
in case
I have an issue with my child
just in case you meant
who's
to have it on.
trying to also to participate. Yes.
Okay, in case you have
Uh,
anything, and also
I'm a
because
big
you have this
I'm a big
beautiful.
fan. I'm a big fan of Nomi.
Oh, thank you.
You have a little one joining you today too.
Yes. I get 3 kids. So yeah, so it's lots of colors, inspiration, and art on Bitcoin.
That's awesome. Eka, why don't you introduce yourself? How long have you been in the ecosystem? How long have you been doing Bitcoin on art? And what do you have behind you? You have this background behind you, which is amazing. I know that it is your art. Talk to us about what that background is.
Yes, thank you. I basically was onboarded by Counterfeit Collective in October 2023 and did my first launch with them. And I call my art crypto barrack with a reference to barrack style, which is very charged visually and emotionally. And I create also AR experience for my art, so you can walk through all the layers and explore from a different perspective. And I'm really passionate about being on Bitcoin and about my art being on chain because I'm really persuaded that like we're entering in the new era, which is co-creation, and you are co-creating with a blockchain, which is amazing, which is like an incredibly powerful ledger of creativity and. Um, the community is simply incredible.
Yeah, that's really cool. I want to jump into your particular artwork because one of the things that I'm super interested about your particular artwork is the 3D aspect of it, which I think is amazing and very, very different. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so I'm basically I create many layers, and I like to show them because there are so many hidden stories and energies. I like working with energies too, so you can explore them in this 3D aspect and have your own unique experience with it in AR. And I think many artists are using AR, but no one is so crazy about invisible part of it because some of my layers are completely invisible, but I spend like hours on creating them because they are important, and I like to explain it's like because there is a wider reality than everything we can touch and feel and experience, and this is exactly that when we can intuitively feel the presence, and some people they actually even see the hidden layers. This, I find it like, absolutely amazing. So it's all about intuition and going deeper.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Nomi, what about you? Walk us through your art style. I'm super curious about yours, and also I'm really curious about your journey, Nomi, from the Bitcoin perspective. One of the things that I happen to know just because I followed you and we were on the same spaces is that when you started talking about ordinals and et cetera, when you started talking about Bitcoin and ordinals, um, you talked a lot about the technology behind it, right? And so I'm really curious as to from your perspective, why did you decide to do art on Bitcoin? What was it about the layer aspect of it? What was it about the technology of it that really got your attention? Yeah, I can't hear you. Mm. I mean, I'm having a hard time hearing you again. Let's see what I can do. Uh, Nomi, I am having a really hard time hearing you. Can you hear me? Like I see that your avatar is moving, but I can't hear you at all. Hmm. I can't hear you. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1 second. 1 second, Nomi. See if this works. Can you say something again? Mm-mm. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, Nomi, are you? I can't hear you at all. My goodness gracious. All right, hold on. Eka, can you hear Nomi? Is it just me?
I can hear her on Twitter, but not here. I think she's disconnected from the streaming.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. Nomi, can you say something again?
Hello.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Yeah. You dropped me from the stream, so I have like avatar and I have my voice, and they are different. You see, like
They're two different ones.
yeah, two different things.
Ah,
Because like avatar is from Zoom, and I'm kind of streaming my screen to show you. Yeah, sorry for complicated.
okay, no problem. All right, no problem. That
And
that
also,
confused me.
how do you prefer? Do you prefer like mute and unmute on Twitter yourself, or should we like do when you mute?
I went ahead and just cut off Twitter Spaces. So if you guys want to go ahead and just jump off of Twitter Spaces, I'm having way too many problems with that. So we're just gonna do live stream today.
Okay, that's awesome. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's just we're live on we're streaming live right now, and we're just gonna continue doing that because this is now I can perfectly hear you, and you can go ahead and share your screen, and we'll just go from here.
Yeah. I think I'm sharing. So let me see. Present. Yeah, I'm sharing in the moment, so you can drop it to the stream as well.
I don't see any other.
Do you want me to redo this?
Yeah, I don't see anything that you're sharing right now.
No worries. Stop, and I will do it again. Hello. I'm back.
All right, you are live. You are live.
Well, I just want to say thank you for doing this. Streaming and like sharing about artists. It's a pleasure, and like how you present different artists and different people in the space. It's such an honor to be here and just to to communicate and to really speak about Bitcoin. I'm really passionate what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Nomi. It's you know what I mean? It's an honor from my end to be able to showcase other people and to be able to talk about it because I think that the more that we talk about it and the more that we educate others and the more that we even say that it is there, and exposure is what it's all about. And also for my own selfish reasons, I get to learn about what you're doing and see what the outcome is, right? So
Yes,
I'm
yes,
happy
yes.
to do so. Yeah, I'm happy to do so. All right, so go ahead and share your screen. I would love to learn more about it and what your thesis is behind it, right?
Yeah, I can also share my website if you want to. I
Yeah,
think
go
I
for it.
have
Yes, please.
a lot of art there, and I can share it with all the people. So basically, I was a designer, for the past 10 years, and I was passionate about creating like design pieces and physical objects. And I started from just being a furniture designer, and then I moved into, being a collectible designer. So it means that there are one-on-one art like design pieces, and those are created, like for example this collection, I was searching for some sustainable materials that are like would connect with the people, right? And I created those pieces. They were cups for uh, some accessories for, something that you can use and you can leave it with yourself. And I used recycling materials to, keep this product even more sustainable and to show the people that, hey, we can use like double. For example, here I use glass, and I showed people that we can use recycling materials in the objects and they still can be beautiful. So with this project, I won several competitions and I exhibit them in different countries. Like I started from Russia and then in Italy and then in Sweden. So my background is really design and from sustainability and from just understanding how the pieces should be used and utilized and how people can get attached through emotions through just physical touch of those pieces. They can be attached to the pieces and will not like throw them pretty soon. And this long lasting relationships with objects, that's what I wanted to push in my pieces, and that's what I wanted to promote to people so that our just environment would be more sustainable and we would appreciate nature more, so that's my background. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions.
That's really cool. Why did you choose the colors that you do on here?
Yeah, so like my favorite artist is Yves Klein, and always was passionate about just blue. Blue was was just my color, and I'm like, it's so cold, and I lived in Sweden, and I'm from myself. Like Nomi is Alaska city, like there is no city in Alaska, and when I took it, I'm like, wow, this is like really representing the coldness, the simplicity, the minimalistic design. And yeah, blue became my really like favorite color. But honestly, when I switched to Bitcoin, like I got a lot of orange, as you can see, and
Yes.
that became my favorite second color as well.
Orange is definitely what's that film called, the Netflix one, Orange is the New Black. It's funny, I was looking at somebody's post yesterday or this week, and it said, if you are how do you know if you're an ordinals or a Bitcoin artist? And it's like your phone is orange, your background is orange, your car is orange. That's definitely the color that that is popular right now. No, I really like the colors. I think that it is super cool. And um it's attention grabbing, which I think is perfect for you. Eka, you kind of have the same attention grabbing style and attention grabbing color palette.
Sure, sure. And when I switched to like crypto and more digital art, I was like, what can I do to utilize my design knowledge into new like vision? And I experiment a lot with AI, but I also implement some design, like graphic design, into the pieces. Like for example, when I created those wallpapers, like Bitcoin Summer or this one with GMs and of different colors. Um, I just like was, as a designer, I love utility. Like
Yeah.
utility is my thing. So and when I realized I can do art that would be utilized through just wallpapers, where people can enjoy them every day, and it's still like an NFT, it's still a piece
Oh,
that's verified on the blockchain, and they can share it with other people. They can say, "Hey, look, this is an NFT." And for me, this is onboarding, right? Like, and other people would be like, "What the NFT is." And this is a simple utility and simple way to onboard a lot of people. And I want to push, this message forward of like creating wallpapers of different styles and colors to really show people that NFTs are in like present.
mhm,
They're here now. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah. They're super cool. Did you have any problems with the inscription of them? Because one of the well, why don't you explain it, right? As a Bitcoin artist, what is one of the biggest hurdles in the space of transitioning from another one, from any other blockchain or starting just on Bitcoin? Talk to us about like what the biggest hurdles on, the title of today's space is it dead, right? Is art on Bitcoin dead?
Mhm.
And I want to touch just a little bit on that because for a really long time there was a resistance on making art on Bitcoin because of the hurdles associated with it. Love for you to comment on that. And if you experienced them, and if so, how did you get past that?
Yeah, true. I will start, and I would love Eka to join us as well, because like it's a really important question. Like how many artists can join us. And for me, the transition was is I simplified my art first, right? For example, for those wallpapers that I show right now, there are only two, three colors. And that way, I try to, for example, launch this collection with AI. And with AI, my art would cost me a lot to launch. And also people like, I want to set up like a normal price, right? Like $50, for example, for these art pieces. And like for collectors to buy those pieces without me pre-inscribing them, it would cost them double or triple for inscribing, and the art price is less. And this is not the sustainable economy. This is weird, when you pay for the inscription more than you pay to the artist. And so that way, for example, I simplified, like I didn't launch the AI art wallpapers, I launched those GMs, and I figure out if I reduce the size quality into even 30 kilobytes, it's still beautiful, it's still amazing. And that way, the inscription price can be much lower. And that way, like just adopting into the technology. But I wish in the future that we can push on quality, or maybe connect L2 so that the highest quality would be on L2, and then L1 is just a verification of this piece in a like lower file size. So that's what I see in the space, and that's how adaptable I am. And I also switch to black and white art pieces. That's even better
Yeah.
for me. But I believe another artist is a little struggling, because like for example like Eka, she has a lot of colors, and I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
how you manage it. I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Um, Expand on that, Eka, because I don't think that people really understand if you're not already, or maybe, I get a lot of Bitcoin artists that have tried it and got the quotes, if you will, right? Discovered how much it was going to be to ascribe anything on Bitcoin and immediately said, oh no, that's not feasible. I'm not doing that. Um, and there are different ways that I've heard from different artists, the parent child inscriptions, for example, utilizing that. Paris Sats, who I had on maybe about a month or two ago, talked about tapping in, like really working hard with a dev on decreasing the file size and you tapping into parent-child description to be able to make it a lot more economical. But how do you, with all of these colors and all of these, different layers to it, how are you able to do it?
I've been super lucky to meet to be introduced into Bitcoin by the team who helped me, and Prism and Boozy from Counterfeit. So they explain basically how you compress, how you approach the inscription, and also they introduced me the parent child, so I can do um, the recursive additions on Bitcoin. But still, I prioritize the quality of the original art, which which is very detailed, like super detailed, super colorful, and I just can't compress it too much because it's not so you really lose the beauty. And I really love all those details to be seen. And but with the recursion, it's actually pretty sustainable. And it's a really cool way to collect like super high quality art on Bitcoin,
Mhm.
which is still affordable.
I want to show your page. I'm going to show just a little bit of yours. Share it. This is your art, which is insanely good and so different. Let's see if I can find here.
This is my one collector who owns Steven, who owns
Wow.
all this art on Bitcoin exclusively.
Wow. Owns all of them.
So I'm super lucky to have passionate collectors who love
Yeah.
my art, who really connect with my art. And this is like the biggest blessing an artist could have.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I really loved listening to Nomi and the color blue, and I'm wearing the blue. This kind of connections, and I think ever since I've been doing art, but even stronger since I'm on Bitcoin, I'm feeling this kind of coincidences, synchronicities, they're happening all the time. And I really love this journey.
What
That's
are
awesome.
the images of the people that you put right in the middle?
Yeah, I use AI to generate all these small elements, and then I mix everything. I cut, I destroy, I recompose, I create like many layers. It's really intuitive process,
Hmm.
because I'm using all these colors. Like I keep adding layers and elements until it resonates, basically.
Did you ever feel like you had to compromise your art in order to inscribe it?
As there was one piece I have never managed to inscribe, so I didn't, because I was not satisfied with with what was obtaining, trying to compress it. And then I also there is an option there's a recursive inscriptions. Basically you inscribe very large files, but it's divided into several inscriptions. It's expensive, so I didn't do it. But technically there was still a possibility to put it on chain. So yes, I think like you can choose not to compromise your art. That depends. It depends, yes, on how much you wish to pay for it. But I say that bringing your art to Bitcoin takes faith,
Yeah.
because you need to really believe what you're doing, and in the concept of art on chain in general. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really obsessed. Also, Naomi, she was showing all these, angel numbers on her artworks, 1111, 555. And I was like, oh my God, I really connect with it. Like when I see in my inscriptions angel numbers, like I consider it like super blessings. I'm truly obsessed with the whole concept of unique inscriptions attached to specific sets, which also have numbers. They have dates of when they were created. They have specific history. I love special sets, and all this really makes sense to me. And it also I think it makes sense for an artist to enhance the art with this kind of digital rarity and creating real digital artifacts.
Mhm.
It's really it's like super powerful additional message and additional meaning.
Nomi, I want to talk a little bit about community building in the ecosystem and the ordinal side and Bitcoin side of it. And I think that you would add some really good commentary because I've heard you talk a lot on Twitter Spaces. Eka mentioned something which is I love hearing her and I love listening to her. And I'm going to assume that it's on Twitter Spaces because I have had the pleasure of listening to you as well. So I want to ask you, how does like for new artists, what is the secret to building your community? And are there any differences between being able to do it on the Bitcoin ordinal side versus any of the other blockchains?
That's a great question. Honestly, I don't think there are any difference. It's more about like choosing the platform, right? Like for example, before I was trying to build it on Instagram and I'm like, oh, that really doesn't work for me. And when I joined the Twitter, I was like exploring and listening to spaces maybe for a year, before starting speaking. For me, it was like long way onboarding. And also I'm not like in my English is not I'm not a native English speaker. So that's why it took me a while, to really express myself in English and to just like connect with people. But honestly, like Twitter spaces aren't the best. And I started from just releasing my art pieces and showing what I'm passionate about. And I got a lot of positive, but also negative, right? And like when you join the space and when you build openly, when you share your art, you need to be strong enough, to really stay and to pursue your passion and not to go anywhere and to just be yourself. And that's the most important lesson I learned. Like through all the struggles, there is a light, and there is a light, and my community is like always sharing with me on Discord. Hey, like what you do is really so valuable. We appreciate you, and this means a lot. And when some people just hitting me, hey, I want to buy your art, I'm like, yes, yes, please, and makes me happy, and that's all worth it. Like all the hard work, all the struggle that I've been through, it's really worth it to be in the place where I'm at right now. And I appreciate all the people in the Bitcoin space that really like push the art forward and they see art as something meaningful and something that would connect blockchain with like and technology and art together so we can have like a better future. I think we all are really believers. We all are just dreamers, and we dream about a better space for everyone else and ourselves. And we're just like, yeah, let's make the space. Let's create it ourselves. Let's not like build it. Let's not give it to the other people, and let's just do it ourselves. And that's what I love about the community that we have at the moment. Everyone is passionate. Everyone is open and building and happy to help each other. And that's like the system, the space where I want to be for sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's really good. Are there any spaces or any communities that you would recommend that are like a must join for people that are wanting to learn more about it or perhaps even thinking about having their own art on Bitcoin?
Yeah, for sure. Like my favorite communities are ninjas for sure, and Pizza Ninja. Then I like Extraordinals. They really like push the space forward as well. They have really good content, and they always invite people. Counterfeit culture with Prism leading it, really a great space for many people to just explore art. And honestly, just joining the Ordinal show every week and listening what's going on, this is like a great space for learning, education, and just understanding how technology can complement the art. And for me, like art is number one for sure. I'm an artist, and then technology just complements the art. And I wish many artists to join the space. And I'm really working hard at the moment. Like I pushed my artistic path a little bit down and I put my founder path a little bit forward to create the tools for artists to more explore the space, understand how to place art in Bitcoin. So I'm really focused on this at the moment.
Eka, what about you? Are there any communities or Twitter spaces, etc., people that you would recommend as, must listens to, or really good communities in which you've learned something or would recommend to other people?
No, I'm obviously counterfeit culture, which is like my home community, and really love Prison Boozy, but also all the artists they embodied and amazing collectors. The vibe is really high, and it's I don't know if there are bigger art communities.
Mm.
Probably didn't realize, but I think it's the biggest art community on Bitcoin there is, and they're doing amazing. I really love Paris sets.
Yeah,
And I absolutely recommend joining her spaces, and it's super useful, and really good vibrations, amazing experts, and also I really love the fact that there are so many women actually active on Bitcoin, on art of Bitcoin, creating and sharing knowledge. There are women developers, and it's like super empowering,
yeah,
super where's the future? I mean, this is they have, you don't really pay attention anymore, like if guys, girls. Um, Different ages, different cultures, different backgrounds. Um, I used to be many things. I used to be a lawyer. I used to be a financial analyst, and
wow,
Let's
the,
go.
yeah.
like,
Seriously, how did you make the
I've,
transition?
sorry,
How did you make the transition from that to this
burnout.
burnout?
Yeah, yeah,
How
but
do you
so
how do
the
you
like
recommend? Yeah, that's how what are okay, so then you have to have really good tips for people on what not to do or how to navigate that, right?
uh, I mean, like some things they come to into your life because you're ready for a change, but you wouldn't accept it, and so you can have some like brutal things like burnouts or breakups or other kind of stuff you have to deal with. But
Mhm.
it's sometimes it's like it's the biggest blessing you could have, and also you can also intuitively accept, feel the change which is needed and accept it, and evolve in a more like in a smoother way.
Yeah. Intuitively, I like that word because I think that as a society, we don't really pay attention to our instincts anymore that much. And when you make moves based on intuition, they almost always end up being right. So kudos to you for doing that. Let's get back a little bit to the uh, the groups or the recommendations or the people that you have listened to. What do you think are the biggest hurdles still that when you talk about these groups that you've learned, that you've grown with, that have really helped? What do you think are still to this day the biggest hurdles from a person that is learning or um, is still, teetering on the brink of whether to participate or not to?
I think like because there was really no clear advice. I I I'm, am I mistaken? Because I think Naomi was doing some kind of a guide. No, maybe
I
I'm
have
mistaken.
some library in Discord.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
So it was you, and this is really helpful. So like some um, members of the community, artists who are sharing this knowledge. Like this is really really important work they are doing, and I really appreciate because basically when artists ask me. Um, So tell me, how do you inscribe? And
Yeah.
it's like it's a long dialogue, then in direct like a stream of direct messages, and lots of because I never know where to address them. Just
Yeah.
I'll check out this link. I don't have the link. But I'm really proud because I onboarded some artists and I introduced them onto Bitcoin, and I even sponsored artists because I really wanted to have more fine art on Bitcoin. And so this is also, I think, super passionate to be one of the pioneers and be able to help artists. I appreciate.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nomi, talk to us about what you do have on Discord and the resources. And I also want to ask you about the runes. When runes were coming out, you helped organize a lot of education resources for the community. So I'd love to learn more about that.
Yeah, sure. So runes are just a new protocol that we wanted to learn as a community, and we have a library of different technologies I put there, rare assets, recursion, beat maps, everything that happened in the space for the past year. And I was just like bringing more and more information to this library. And my manager on the Discord, he helps to organize some quizzes. So every week we have quiz where people, learn from simple questions, how many sats and Bitcoin and so on and so forth. And then the winners get the winners roll and they're like got whitelisted for like some interesting projects. So that's how we organize, some gaming environment around education. And I think this is the way to move forward, to really play and like learn from playing. And yeah, Runes is a new protocol that was created by Casey in April, and we shared with people how how to participate, what the runes are different from BRC20, and this education and knowledge like helps some people to really stay in the space. And a lot of people don't have time, right? They're working in Web2, and sometimes they want to come back and just get some knowledge. And as Eka shared, there is no library, there is no like materials or sources where just people can be forwarded to, and that's why it's a little bit complicated. But I hope with the help of many builders in the space, we can create some tools that would be really utilized by many artists that are joining. For example, even like recursion, right? There is no place where you can create recursion. Honestly, like you need to know some knowledge, some code to really combine the pieces together to create recursion, other layers or maybe blocks into one piece. It's still there are no tools, and I'm just like myself. I'm building, but I hope many other people would see this lack of tools in the space and build it as well.
Nomi, what's your opinion on runes?
Runes are great, but honestly, I'm speaking to investors at the moment and they're like confused. Like why BRC20 were so great? What do you think about BRC20? They ask me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry they're that. That's what I can tell them, because instead of like, sometimes I feel, and I want to share this on Ordinal Show more, like that, as innovators we don't have to create new names. Come on, it can be BRC 20.2, so that people will not be confused that this is something totally new, but it is not. A better version of BRC20, and we had ERC20 before on Ethereum, so that many people joined BRC20 understanding that this is kind of the same. And when we tell, like yesterday I told investor Runes, and he's like, what is that? So, right, it would take a while. It will take a year for runes to be adopted. And what's with BRC20, right? Like people got disappointed. They maybe purchased tokens or they started trading, but then the system kind of shut down, and not so many will transfer to runes from BRC20. So to develop technology, we need to be smart, and we need sometimes not to do too many new names, so that people can learn faster.
Becca, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I'm myself like I really like some artists think I'm super cool because I learned to code a little bit, obviously to put my art on chain. But the amount of technology we are being introduced is really important, and sometimes I'm completely lost. No, but I love the whole concept of like it's like a game, like being and it changes all the time. It's being updated all the time. Um, don't think like we are at this point when we can reach some kind of stability. So maybe like because the ecosystem is so young, maybe this is like the way to do things in the very young innovative environment. You introduce new technology, and then some of it just dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't think you're alone when you say that, it's the technology is really hard and the technology is also really confusing. And we have so many acronyms and we have so many names and we have so many new technology built on, built on one on top of another. That begins to dilute it. And when one cannot truly explain what the main difference is technologically um, between one thing versus something else, if it's hard for us that are crypto native and Bitcoin native and ordinal native, etc., and it's even harder for those outside, right? So I don't think you're alone when you say that it's super confusing, because it is. It's very confusing. So yeah, I totally understand that. Nomi, I want to throw it back to you. How can we, like, where can we follow you? I know that you shared your website. What is your social? Tell us how we can continue to support you. And are you going to be in attendance in any of these? Do you ever go to the IRL conferences? There's a really big one in Nashville coming up for Bitcoin. Did you attend any of the ones that recently happened, or any of the ones that are going to happen this year?
I'm not attending live events at the moment, and I'm trying to keep the privacy, and like I'm trying to build it like digital identity, and let's see how it goes, because it's a little harder for me, because like the trust is built from like seeing each other and meeting each other. But honestly, like I'm really focused on building the product, and I want to ship the best product ever, and that's why like all the focus is there, and like less traveling, more being digital, and more keeping it also keeps me focused, and keeps me like calm, like not meeting people, and it's just a different stage of just my art career and founder's career. Yeah, feel free to everyone follow me on Twitter, know me underscore NFT. And there you can find any links. Like I have a collection of Magic Eden with some art pieces, like one-on-ones and also editions. My website is Nomi WTF, and Nomi.WTF. And this is just my lozenge of, what the fuck, honestly. And yeah, so feel free to join the Discord as well. The link is on Twitter, and our community is token gated. We're really like closed and private, and we try to keep it this way. Everyone who holds BRC20, Nomi BRC20 or art pieces can join it and can really become a part of it, and get some whitelists, and read the library and ask as many questions as you want. I'm really present there every day. And yeah, Belle, thank you so much. I think from this conversation and from your post not so long ago, I realized like really definitely less maybe uh, meme projects and meme coins, and more utility projects would help us to bring crypto to the world and crypto to just web to people that are interested in NFTs. They don't have time to learn about like technology too much. They don't have time to really experiment with all the like Bitcoin, system, but they are interested. They want to be onboarded. So I wish everyone to build more tools for building your friends, your family, and just the people that are want to be onboarded, but they're a little scared or a little, not ready to spend a lot of money. So how can we do better?
For sure. Yeah. I think that that's a challenge for all of us that are here, right? I think that that's a that's an attainable challenge. It's an important challenge, and I think that it's necessary to onboard more, to teach more, to educate, and to move forward. If we want to be a better space, if we want to make more of an impact, if we want to change things, then all of those things are necessary. So yeah, I appreciate your perspective on that. Eka, how about you? How do we continue to support you? How can we find you? And what do you want to share with us?
So I'm Eka Vibes everywhere, even on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. I'm mostly on Twitter. I'm Eka Vibes on Discord too. I don't have my Discord server, but I'm about to create something. I'm working on something big at the moment. So it's like the first introduction, first
There
teaser
you
of,
go.
and I never talked about anyone. So,
So this is Alpha. Very cool.
yeah, and it's super thrilled to connect at our events. My art was traveling without me. It was in Potsdam this month. It was in Hong Kong, and tomorrow it's in Prague for our event with music and DJs. So it's super cool. And
Wow.
I'm super lucky to also I was at NFT Paris and I'm going to Nashville, so let's connect.
Nice. So hopefully, I get to meet you in person very, very soon, and we can continue the conversation. Good luck with your new drop, and good luck with that. Let us know when there's more information on that. I would love to be able to continue to support both of you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, it's been an immense pleasure having y'all on the show. I am so sorry about the Twitter Spaces. If you were listening to us live on the Twitter Spaces and now you can only see us live on the stream, tech problems come up all the time. And today I just decided let's just focus straight on the stream. So if you are joining us live on the stream, I appreciate you being here. You could have been anywhere, and yet you are watching all of our pretty faces, and I appreciate you for that. We do this show, if you know, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single week, I bring on somebody new, somebody different, someone that, in my opinion, is moving the needle forward or has something to teach us, something that we can learn from, something that is super interesting, or somebody's going to, make us money, right? At the end of the day, either you're trading, you're making money, you're learning something, you're moving something forward. And that is what we are all about here. If you are going to go to Lisbon in a couple of weeks, I will be speaking, and I'm super excited to meet all of y'all in person. If you're there, hit me up. I would love to meet you in person. Otherwise, make sure that you are following me. Make sure that you are following these beautiful ladies. Make sure that you are following. I think today we gave a super shout out for the Pizza Ninjas. We also gave a super shout out for the Ordinal Show. If you are new or you want to learn more about Ordinals, in my opinion, those are two really, really cool groups, really, really cool communities to be a part of. So once again, thanks for joining us. I am Belle. This is the If You Know, You Know show. And if you didn't know, baby, now you know. I'll catch you guys next week at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you later, everybody. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Bye.